It's Cappy Claus. How you kids doing? I found this. It's November 29th. It's in the Motley Fool. Do you guys remember the Motley Fool? I don't know if you guys that was the big thing in the 90s. The Motley Fool. Americans say money can buy happiness, and here's how much it takes. Where did it go? The Beatles famously sang that money can't buy me love, and they were no doubt onto something. But while money may not be able to buy you love, new data from Empower reveals that it could potentially buy you happiness. Listen to these numbers, okay? Just listen to this. Happiness. By the way, money won't buy you happiness. It'll make it easier for you to be temporarily happy, but you are never perpetually happy. It does that. You can get contentment. I know this is going to be a financial thing. I want to do a philosophical thing first. Let's be very clear. You cannot be permanently happy. You could be content, but God Almighty, it would be heaven, the happiest you ever were. It's one of two things. I guarantee you. It's going to be one of two things. Either it was Christmas morning when you woke up, you got to open up all the Christmas presents. Jesus, who? Who's that guy? Presents. Oh my goodness. It was that. Or it was the day that school let out and you got to get away from your prison guards known as teachers. And which pick any year. 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 4th grade, high school. It didn't matter. You got to get away from the prison guards for a while. That's happiness. You can't maintain that in perpetuity. That only happens in heaven, which if you were more concerned about Jesus than you were the Christmas, maybe you'd make him. But you're all going to burn in hell because of your materialism. I just wanted a truck. Worship Jesus. Merry Christmas, everyone. So just so you know, money or not, if you had $1 billion, you think Bill Gates is happy? He never looks happy. It's temporary. You could get contentment. You cannot be happy. So this idea that once you get this money, you'll be happy forever. You won't. You'll be like if you won the lottery, you'd be happy for a while, and then the new normal would kick in, and then you just be like, oh, why am I not? Yeah, because humans are built that way. You could be content. Read the Stoics. Read the Way of Monkey book. So already, but most of you Americans are dumber than shit. So you actually believe that money is going to make you happy. Now, the lack of money will prevent you from being happy. I'll grant you that. If you're poor, it's pretty hard to be happy. It can happen. I think many of you guys, I think it's more of a common experience for guys, like the best days of your life was being a piss poor college student, having LAN parties, watching some Dragon Ball Z with your buddies, eating some Domino's pizza. You're like, is this the best it gets? Yeah, that was, you can have it. Oh no, I need to be rich. No, you don't. But I will say you need a certain amount of money, because if you're worried about food, clothing, and shelter and safety, right. But after a certain point, it doesn't, it allows you to pursue other things in life that will give you contentment and peace and bouts of happiness. Bouts, not perma happiness, bouts. But here you go. They poll people. What would it take to be financially happy? And what's worse than the fact that this is a false goal that cannot be attained is how people define it. I'm like, that's all it takes you to be financially happy? Everyone should be financially happy then. So let's continue. But while money may not be able to buy you love, new data from Empower reveals that it could potentially buy you happiness. No, it can't. The amount of happiness you get, though, might hinge on how much money you have. Is 1.2 million the magic number? The subtitle is 1.2 million the magic number. A good 58% of Americans think that money can indeed buy happiness. The average American thinks it takes 1.2 million to attain financial happiness. Dude, I will never have 1.2. I mean, maybe with enough inflation, but in today's dollars, I will never have a net worth of 1.2 million, let alone that sitting in cash in the bank. And I am one of the most content people. It doesn't seem like it. People say, Cappy, you're very angry, but I'm content too, damn it. Very content. I'm so fucking content. It's kind of true. Anyway, I'll never see that, man. Never. And most of you won't eat it, which then behooves, like, look, if the vast majority of people are not going to see 1.2 million, don't you think you ought to go find happiness elsewhere or contentment? Like, it's just not gonna look, I ain't gonna be like, Selma Hayek and I are never getting together. All right. Maybe I gotta come up with a new strategy or different, maybe I just gotta accept the fact Selma ain't gonna show up at my door one day and like, oh my goodness. I love short but turns out Scandinavia, not Irish and Spaniard. Maybe that's how I get her. I'm Spaniard. Maybe she'll a little Latin, huh? Selma? Yeah. You're all gonna have to find a different path to happiness because the vast majority of you are not gonna have 1.2 million. The vast majority of well, not the vast, but the majority of Americans are in debt. You have a negative net value. Let's define what financial happiness means, though. For 67% of those surveyed, are you ready? This is what it would take for you to be financially happy. It means being able to pay your bills on time and in full. Now, at one time in American history, that just meant you were a responsible adult. Are you saying the majority of you aren't financially happy and your dream is to be able to pay your bills on time? I've been doing that since I was 18. The only ever time I ever missed like a bill was maybe I was on vacation or the mail didn't come, like, standard stuff. But I've never missed a bill. I've never missed a credit card payment. And I've never been rich. I don't have 1.2 million. You don't need 1.2 million in the bank to pay your bills on time. Which behooves the question, what the fuck are your bills? And see, here's where if the goal let's understand this. Financial happiness would be to be able to pay my bills on time and in full. All right. So the happiness is that state. It is a psychological state. I'm just going to use happiness, not contentment. I've made my point about that. So the state of happiness would be attained if you had your bills paid off. Now, how most Americans look at it is like, well, I got my Audi car loan and I got my Range Rover loan. I got my student loans and my wife's student loans and my kids' braces loan. I took out the home equity line on my house to buy a penis extender. I mean, a boat. And then I got the house. But you're it's not the things. They didn't say things. They didn't say so I could afford things. It's that I could pay off my bills. Well, I got an idea. Hang on. Everyone sit down. Grab your sitting down chairs. Beauregard, fetch everybody their fainting couch. Charlotte, get ready for the vapors. How about you cut back on your bills? If the happiness is the lack of bills that they're bought and paid and there's no more financial stress, which, by the way, it is not happiness. That's peace and contentment. Let me tell you about being debt-free. That is peace and contentment. And it is a whole new higher standard of living that even the richest of people in the suburbs don't enjoy because, well, the truth is they got debt and they're not that rich. There's this whole other level. I'm going to be writing in my next book, which is the follow-up to my book that just released last week or 2 weeks ago. There's this whole other level of standard of living that has nothing to do with money. And it's it's things like having no bill. Now, you're always going to have bills, but having them paid off, having no debt, not needing anything. Do you know what it's like to not yearn for things? And there's some old time guys, especially those of you who've been married, when you get divorced and the woman gets out and you actually have a house and a place to yourself where you don't want things because it just clutters up the house. The standard of living that comes with a decluttered house. I've bragged about this before. My decluttered house. Not that my house was ever cluttered before. There's not one article of clutter in my house. Not one. I put everything away or I threw it away. I put all my pictures in order. I consolidated all my pictures on OneDrive. The girlfriend, oh, bless you girls, they're all the same. I found new thing, shiny bauble. Bring it in house now. It's like a dog bringing in a corpse of a raccoon that's 10 years old and all, get that dead raccoon corpse out of my house. Girls are wagging their tail. They're all excited. Look, a new thing to fill in. Nope, out. And people are like, oh, dang, you're the chosen one. Like, you damn right I am. I will train your wives and your women to get rid of their stuff. Do you know what that's like? to not want anything? Do you know how liberating and free that is? So that anytime someone comes in, look, this thing, it could be a very nice thing. Get it out of here. I don't want that thing in here. But it's a nice thing. It's a thing. I don't need it. I don't want it. It's very nice. It is, but my goodness, when it comes to things, shucks howdy, that is a very nice thing. Get it the fuck out of here. Thank you for your service. You're a great hero. Now shut the fuck up and let me do my job. Because the absence of things is more important than anything in the world. Now, if it's a nice piece of art and it goes in my house, okay, maybe I did the thing serves a purpose. But do you know what it's like not to want a thing? Not to be doing, I need a new car, bro. We're gonna be popular, I need a Mercedes. What will all the other equal dipshits at the office think if I don't pull up to my realtor job with an Infinity SUV? Whatever you douchebag realtors drive now. You know what's like not having, I mean, you have bills, but you know what's like not having debt? And not having stuff. That standard of living is so much higher than everyone who lives in Winnetka, everyone who lives in Edina, everyone who lives in Marin County. We're so much wealthier than you people, so much more enjoyable in life. And all you have to do, obviously, the things and the stuff don't make you happy. I guarantee you, some of the most miserable people have the most amount of stuff because they have storage facilities. You show me someone with a storage facility that's happy. Doesn't exist. And therefore, you have to conclude it ain't the stuff that's going to make you happy. Therefore, why do you cut your fucking bills to the bone so they can actually achieve the happiness, or at least the contentment and the joy, or 100% the peace and calm and quiet and the mental health that comes with being able to have all your bills paid off in full? And it's not by going and making more money. You don't 100% control whether you make more money. You can influence it, majoring in engineering, working hard, being clever about it, or just working more. You control it a little bit, but you don't control it 100%. It's up to, like, well, HR. You guys just love socialist witches. That's what HR is, just a bunch of socialist witches, but with a degree. They got a degree in witchcraft. It's called HR, human rejects. They determine whether or not you get the job. The boss, whether you got to play politics, are you going to kiss the ring, are you going to suck his dick, or I guess more commonly, are you going to lick the vag? All right, that kind of, are you not related to me? Too bad, I'm giving the job to my nephew. Okay, so it's somewhat out of your control, 50-50. But you control 100% of what you spend, motherfucker. And all this shit, I guarantee you, the 67%, I wish I could pay off my bills on time. It's not like they only got a bill for, like, rent at a reasonable place, the grocery bills, their cell phone and their internet and some utilities. Guarantee you there's a bunch of other bullshit they don't need to live. But the brand new car will make me happy, they say. And what's great about brand new cars or handbags or trucks or motorcycle or any of these big ticket items is you're happy for like that much for like a couple days and you're back to nothing, but you just pissed away 40 grand. No, I don't know. And then we have those other articles where, what was it? A third of couples where they make 100,000 a piece, like 200,000 household income. A third live paycheck to paycheck. Get the fuck out of here. Just get the fuck out of here. I need 1.2 million. No, you all need to spend less. And so I found that fascinating. 2/3 of you means being able to pay the bills on time and in full. I'm being 100% serious about this. Unless you are physically or mentally disabled, like legit. Not the fake mentally disabled, like, I have social anxiety, I have depression, I have the made up disease. They came up with the odds because my parents didn't love me and they just gave me drugs for it. Not those things. Not the, you're depressed like everybody gets every once in a while. No, you're not mentally ill. You're fine. If you're legit, like schizophrenic, physically disabled, mentally disabled, like you Down syndrome or something. Even the Down syndrome guys, they work. You see them occasionally working. Aside from that, Every single American can pay their bills and in full. You just need less bills. If we're in a financial problem, I was like, no, we just spend way too much and don't work enough. That's it. That's all it is. You could all have financial happiness if you got off your fat fucking asses, worked a job, and cut your spending. Hell, most of you could probably just cut your spending and you'll be able to pay your bills. I don't know how Dave Ramsey does it and maintains his Christian polite demeanor with a lot of people. I know there's that Caleb Hammer guy. And you guys want me to keep tuning into it. I just don't have the time. I've heard what he does. He does an outstanding job. Keep going, Caleb. I'm sure that if Caleb and I ever met, I'm like, oh yeah, you're that guy. And like, oh yeah, you're that asshole guy. You're like, do you want to talk about work? Not really. No. You want to go fishing? Yeah, let's go fishing. Something that is instrumental to maintaining a strong credit score. And speaking of credit, for 65% of Americans, financial happiness means being able to live debt free. I'm going to agree with you there. To achieve contentment and peace, having no debt, or you got a mortgage, but it's like 2.3% in the era of 9% inflation. Then you're making money, but that's an obscure economic phenomenon that isn't normal. All right, but yeah, gee, I wonder how you get that free. Now, I'm no economist, but it would seem to me it's probably a simple mathematical formula. I know they make it complicated, but it seems like a very simple mathematical formula. You either make more money or you spend less, or maybe a combination of both. I bet you then take the savings, and you pay down your debts until you are free. But my God, by golly, here comes well-endowed Molly. I'm not kidding, damn near half the requests I get, well, okay, how should I put it? 100% of the requests I get that are finance related, the solution is work more. The solution is get a second job. Instead of all of you reading articles and trying to, oh, I'm going to pay my mortgage twice a month. Oh, that'll save me labor. No. Instead of searching for the easy way out, go work another job. Like all the student loans problem. The average balance is $36,000. A lot of money, but it isn't crippling. Work another job. How many years have you all sat there, bitched and whined, what if you took the exact same calories of energy and worked a part-time job? If it's not fully paid off, it would paid way down. Work more. And then here's the other thing. Hold on, you soulless, pointless, truly worthless, because you have no reason or purpose or meaning in life, because you're just a bunch of materialist fucks. How about you stop spending money you don't need to? How about you stop buying stuff? And I know a lot of you don't want to do it, one, because well, what else would I have? Well, you'd have to get a life then. It's going back to Tropic Thunder. It's like when Robert Downey Jr.'s character realizes he has no core. He just keeps playing different characters. There's no him. That's for most of you America. There's no you. You don't exist. You in the truest sense of the Matrix, where Agent Sis says you're just a virus. You just go from one place to the other. You just consume. That was supposed to be edgy social. Oh, humans are just so bad. They're just so. But yeah, in a spiritual sense, yeah, that's all you guys are. You just eat, you shit, you sleep, you go indoors, you go outdoors, you go outdoors, you go indoors, you go to places, you go back home, you leave home, you come back. That's your entire lives. And I bet you, I'm wondering how much of it is because you are so afraid to admit that you are such a pointless human being. There's no point to your life because you're too lazy to go and get a life, whether that's working out, working hard, getting a job, getting a career, maybe starting a family, getting some hobbies, doing something else like that. And it's just so fucking easy to either literally stuff your gullet with food and get fat and obese, or to stuff your metaphorical mouth, your spiritual mouth with things and consumerism, and you girls with your $5,000 handbags. Oh my fucking God, tell me you have no soul without telling me you have no soul. And all I'm saying is, hey, how about you don't buy the $5,000 handbag and get a hobby instead? 'Cause that would be hard, I'd have to work. Oh, nosy, you'd have to work. Yeah, because all you people with all your money, your financial troubles, or not your money, all your stuff, because you don't have money. You spend all the money on the stuff that you wonder why you don't have the money. You bitch, "Oh, I don't have any money. Yeah, but look at all this stuff. Isn't it making you happy?" No, it's not. You're all miserable first. So for once, just try it my way. Work more and spend less. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Meanwhile, 54% of respondents say financial happiness equates to being able to enjoy everyday small luxuries without worries. Oh, like I do? You mean like I can go get a coffee or a Bravy at the coffees? They use that as like, oh my goodness, you spend $6 a day at the coffee store. Right. Because I don't have credit card debt, because I don't have interest, because I don't have a car payment. That's what this is where you get to have this. See, now, okay. There's this thing called sacrifice. I know, boys and girls, hang on. Hold on to your tits. When Cappy was young, I've go back, I think the previous video to this one, I talk about working campus security and seeing all the rich snot-nosed kids drinking their little espresso in the coffee. I'm a liberal arts major. I'm so intelligent. I'm going to save the world with other people's money because I'm too much of a lazy wanta in the suburbs. Right? I envied those people. I didn't envy them. I'm like, can I be inside where it's warm and have back then it was $3 drinks. I sacrificed. I saved my money. I lived in basements. I didn't buy new cars. I got picked on by people like, oh, come on, listen up, Clary. Relax a little bit, live a little. Oh, well, then what ends up happening is as you save that money and you pay off your debts, all of a sudden you don't have debts. And now you always have like when it comes to a house, you always have insurance and maintenance and utilities, obviously. But without the mortgage payment there, do you know how many coffees you could afford? Way more than you're ever going to drink. And then you get to that point, not when you're 23 or 24, 25. Princesses and princes of America, if you play your cards right, you could achieve it by about 30. And then from 30 to death, which is at least 40, if not more like 50 years, you can have all the coffee. Well, I mean, not all the coffee you like, but you can have a nice little fruity fruit coffee drink, and it won't have an effect on your finances. You could actually, oh my God, oh my God, oh God, Masha. I'm so verklempt. Do you know that if you girls didn't piss away your money on worthless college degrees, you could be stay-at-home moms? Like, if you sacrificed and you and your husband, like, you worked hard, you built up some money, you didn't piss away your money on your day, which is a complete pissing away of money. You just had a nice wedding and that was it, and you saved the proceeds, and you bought a house, and you worked hard, and you helped, and you did the groundwork yourself. And if you budgeted, it's possible. It's 100%. Well, I mean, I mean, if you're dating a felon, which I know they're pretty hot, ladies. I know felons are like super hot and like deal the drugs and they got tats. I mean, oh my goodness. Jesse is so hot. Aside from that guy. But if you married a reliable guy, oh, Snoresville, I know, but just hear me out in theory. You could be a stay-at-home mom and raise the kids. You just wouldn't get a Range Rover, and you couldn't have yourself the student loan debt for some worthless joke of a degree. You could have it if you sacrificed upfront and early and were consistent and saved your money. And then you could have all the coffees in the world. You know what else you could have? By the way, boys and girls, here's another thing you could have. You could have early retirement. Work sucks, work sucks, work sucks. I love how you think you just keep kicking the can down the road, mailing it in, still having to work. But instead of making $50 an hour, if you put the work up front to be an engineer, then now you're making $12 an hour as a culinary school graduate. Finding out that working at Applebee's ain't exactly the world's greatest retirement. If you just saved your money and stopped buying shit you don't need, you could have all these things. But no, you somehow, whether it's American corporations or the public schools, somehow they've convinced you all it's very, very important to be popular. And popularity is measured by the fanciest of cars that you have or the prestigious school district you live in with the $650,000 McMansion home. And here it is, guys. You you can enjoy your everyday luxuries. I remember, I really, and I'm not kidding. Now, this dates me a little bit, but a lot of you, I think this is still within your memory banks. Do you remember the $5 footlongs? Man, I remember a guy asked, "Well, what do you want?" I'm like, "Look, I just want to be able to like afford a Subway sandwich and not have to worry about it affecting my face." Like, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you can. It's absolutely possible. Just want to play your video games. You want to enjoy a Subway sandwich. You want to have a cheap but okay place to rent. You don't need that big of a place. You want reliable, not fancy, reliable transportation. You can do it. Most of you could if you just stop buying the stuff. Of course, it doesn't necessarily take 1.2 million windfall to pay the bills on time and enjoy modest luxuries like the occasional restaurant meal or a store-bought coffee, and not everyone is gung-ho about that $1.2 million goal. For 32% of Americans, all it takes is an extra $15,000 to increase their financial happiness for a good 6 months. Well, okay, now we're going the other extreme. You just Poe. This is Poe. If you're a minimalist, like if at 15,000 would go 6 months, but I'm gonna guess this is most people who just like living off welfare, and you just get 15 grand, and you're just gonna piss it away on kratom and vape cigarettes and booze and dumb shit. You're not like, oh, maybe I ought to go to Western Governors University and get myself a degree in accounting, set up an accounting practice. I'm having a feeling these people are from Wyoming, and their sister is also their cousin. Hey, go to Wyoming, find out. And 17% say it would only take 5,000 to do the same. Oh, that's the Wyoming people. Oh, there's the Wyoming. They interviewed some people from Wyoming. I guess I'd be in a better mood if you just gave me $5,000. Like, oh, hey, $5,000. All right. Hey, who wouldn't be happier about it? I'd be a little bit happier. But thankfully, it doesn't necessarily take upward of 1 million. Okay, lady. Here's the lady. There's a gal who wrote the article. It's a lady, a female person. Let's see what your recommendation. Let's see if you have recommendations. But thankfully, it doesn't necessarily take upward of 1 million to be able to say you're happy or in a financially good place. If your idea of financial happiness is being able to cover your bills without worry and afford the occasional luxury, there's a simple way to get there. Is it work more or spend less or both? There's only 3 options. Set a savings goal so you have money in the bank for emergencies or the things you want to afford. Okay, set a goal. That's not going to get. I could set a. My goal is to plow some hikes, tiggle bitties. I set a goal now. Now it should happen. Then automate. Oh, you actually did mention some stress. Okay, you took action here. Then automate your savings so you have money going towards that goal every month as your paychecks arrive. Good for you. Spend less. Well, wait a minute though. You're just saying save more. You didn't tell them spend less. How do we get to the more? How do we get saving? How do we get more money? I still haven't heard the only 2 ways it's going to do. Maybe she's still, in other words, my point is she still didn't say it. Work more, spend less. Now that's implied, but you still, it's like telling the fat gal that comes up to you as a doctor, how's my health? Well, your heart is giving out. And the doctor says, you should lose weight. Oh, but you don't tell her how. Now we all know how to lose weight, but you say, eat less, work out more. You don't tell her, well, you really ought to lose some weight. Okay. And they'll do everything under the sun except hit the gym or eat less or both. They'll do Ozempic, they'll do Flab, they'll do Wholesome Flassum, whatever the newest drug is that they don't have to work hard at it or sacrifice. That's what they're going to do. But nowhere does anyone come in and say, you stupid motherfucker, spend less and earn more. Maybe having extra 500 savings will make it so you don't have to feel guilty about ordering dinner on those nights when you're too exhausted to cook. Or you just say, hey, I guess we eat at home and dear Lord, thank you for these bagels that I got for $1. The 2-day-old bagels I got. If that's the case, set up an automatic transfer of $50 to your savings account every month. Within a year, you'll be in a place where you can order dinner. Man, this is like taking someone who's 350 pounds, maybe have 3 cookies instead of 5. It's like, no, you have to do drastic things. You have to cut credit cards. You have to go through your credit. You have to get rid of stuff. You have to move to a smaller place. I mean, your main ones is lodging and cars and student loans. All right. So don't go to college for stupid shit. That would solve a lot of this problem. But I know you're all Fifi driven, not intelligence driven. I college experience, but cars and lodging. You got to cut into that, man. See, now if you save $50, you have $600 at the end of the year. Oh, big fucking whip. That is not going to get you to retirement. What Pollyannish pussy-ash financial advice is this? Oh boy, $50 a month. Shucks, Howie. You'll be in a place where you can order dinner rather than make it yourself. Oh, thank you there, sweetheart. Oh my God, what would we do without you? Some people feel that they shouldn't attribute too much importance to money, but actually it's okay to do so, and it makes sense to do so in some degree. The key, however, is to land on a number that's apt to change your life for the better in one way or another, and then work to meet that goal. What the hell did I just read? Here it is. Are you ready for the secret? Are you ready? Can you dig it? Spend less, work more. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm fucking Socrates of 2023. I am the walrus. Cuckoo. I am just a genius. No one would have ever thought that. Spend less than you make and work more. In addition to rewarding everyday dining, grocery spending, you receive. Oh, that's an advertisement. Well, thank you, Maureen Backman. I mean, who's Maureen Backman? I mean, she's my favorite. She's yours. 110 Twitter followers. Jesus Christ. Here, this will help you out more than Lori Bachman will ever say. Stop being a bunch of materialist, fat American pigs. Go for a walk. Stop spending money. Save it. Work more. I have spoken. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because for the next roughly 2.5 days, today, tomorrow, and then the second, 30 days in November, I have a course linked below called Achieving Minimalism. Now, as you are aware, we are all acutely aware of how to lose weight. Right? We know it is work out more and eat less. That's it. I know, ladies, I know you are going to tell me beauty at any size, and the doctor said in recent medical research, but deep down inside, we all know that's bullshit because you all wear black and then you got your workout pants up to your diaphragm. You all know. All right. And here's the paradox of the iron. Well, we all know how to lose weight. Then why is 73% of Americans now? 60% of young people, 73% of American. Why are almost 3/4 of you fat, disgusting pigs? Because you're addicted to eating. That's how you survived in the past. It's good to have this addiction to eating. It's good to be lazy for most of human existence, except for the past 100 years when food became abundant. And it's the farming technology that has advanced quicker than the human brain or human genetics. It doesn't matter. You got to eat less and work out more. But you see, that's really hard because it is an addiction. Food, it's good to be addicted to food. Like if you weren't addicted to food, you die. So now we actually have to be strong, independent people and make human choices and not be fucking robots or slaves to our genetics. You can either choose to be human or choose to be a robot. And I think I know, looking at Walmart, what the majority of Americans are going to choose. Consume, vote Democrat. Not my fault. And your finances are the same thing. Almost probably the same genome. I don't know the human genome. I guarantee it's almost the same human genome. You consume because that's how you survived in the past, except instead of food, it's stuff. Because you don't know when. That made sense for the Great Depression generation. Yeah, you're right. I could use that piece of twine. That might come in handy someday. But now I would say it's just because you have nothing else going on. You have no point in reason in living. None. You don't. And so you fill it with stuff. That's it. And don't feel bad. It's not you, not your generation. This has been going on since the boomers, since forever. But I'll tell you this, and I'm seeing it now, man. I see people my age, they're not going to retire. Never. They don't have the money. Like if you're 50 and you don't have any savings and it's time to, well, I'm going to set aside $50 a month and then now like time to get serious about retirement. I used to teach finance classes when I was in my 20s. And here come this 58-year-old boomer. You know, I'd ask, why are you taking the class? Well, I'm 58. And my children are finally out of the house. They're 34, and they finally kicked them out. My little children. And I said, Martha, it's about time to get serious about retirement. And they'd ask me, it's like, you could, it was great. I'd have them. The internet was out by this time. And they had simple retirement calculators, like how much money do you need to save for retirement? So these 58-year-old hags would go in, type in, like, oh, I want to make back then it probably wasn't 70 grand, probably more like 45, 50 grand a year. I need 50 grand a year to live. I'm 50. I'd like to retire at 62. So in 4 years, how long you're going to live, and it'd end up being something like, oh yeah, you need to save up 750,000 in the next 4 years. So your monthly savings was something like 78 grand a month. And I'd whisper to him, come on, baby, light my fire. Do you want to be that? Because that's my generation now. Just didn't learn a damn thing from the boomers. We all kept getting divorced, had kids we couldn't afford. Take out another home equity loan. Do you want to be that? Do you want to work until you're dead? Do you want to be as miserable as you are now? You do. We'll keep on doing what every American pig is doing with their money, or not their money. Just piss it away. Or maybe get unaddicted to spending and learn to spend less than you make. That's what the course teaches. It's called Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice. It's a deep psychological dive. It goes into how to basically get you unaddicted to spending. Gives you an idea of other things to live for. You're not just, but I have nothing else to live for. Well, then maybe you should find a reason to live for. I never understood that, though. Like, okay, so you don't have a reason to live. All right. Then you go and you buy food and you buy games, and you buy things, and you buy stuff, or you girls buy shoes and clothes, and then you take it home, but you still don't have anything to live for. It's not like, oh, now I have a reason to live. Like, no, you don't. You literally achieve nothing. You just got that fix. Oh, yeah, man. I got a cool sequin shirt that I leave buttoned down here with my hair tucked. I get the girls or the 38-year-old with my lease beamer. Said hey, Shannon, buddy, can you email me, please? I want to run ads on your thing. So please email me over at assholeconsulting.com. All right, we got 2 hours before going with Chad. If you want that, fine. Go ahead, be your life. All right. I by the way, just so you know, if you take this course, that doesn't mean you're going to get your financial shit together. That'll be up to you. I'm trying to reprogram your brain for you to like, wow, this is really stupid. I want you to get to the point. I think this course does that, to say, why do I want that thing in my house? It's a beautiful thing. No, I know it's a beautiful thing, but I don't want it in my house. And that's what this course does. Now, the course is $450. What? And everyone laughs at me, or they did. They did, until I started making sales. And then I tell you, they say, $450 for a course on how not to spend money. Actually, it's more like 500, maybe 510 with sales tax. So get it right. And I'm like, oh yeah? You mean like For the price of one college textbook you guys spent on a college degree that cost you 120,000, probably 200,000 when you consider opportunity cost not working for 4 years. So for the price of one college textbook, I give you a pretty good shot. No guarantee, but I give you a pretty good shot that you get your financial act together. Huh. So you're saying I'm an idiot. Like, oh, who's going to spend 500 bucks on a course to get their financial act together? I'm like, aren't these the same people with $1,000 car payment for a brand new car they don't need and can't afford? Oh, aren't these people with, well, you know what? Hang on. Let me find out. Average cell phone plan cost per month. The average monthly cost of a cell phone plan is $144. Mine's like 49. 100. That's because you guys roll up the price of a phone. You finance your fucking phone. I don't know why I don't have the money to pay the bills. How about you get it? This is a Pixel. No, that's my old phone. I have a backup phone in case they got a Pixel 4. I don't know how old it is, but I got it for like $150 on the internet. You guys piss away your money on the world's dumbest shit. You piss it away on going out drinking. Like, look, a flask is a great investment. I'm not begrudging you going out and having a good time at nightclubs if people do that anymore. But at least booze it up at home or bring a flask. Get a drink at the nightclub. There's ways to do it. Everyone, hang on, everybody. All right. So in my day, you know how I got to work for actually several years because I couldn't afford. Well, okay, I could afford the $3 a day parking spot in downtown, but you had to walk like a mile to get to the office because you have to work downtown when all the action is because boomers didn't understand the internet back then either. I would bike to save that money. Right? And it's like $3 a day. Okay, what is it? $6 a day adjusted for inflation. All right, fine, $6 a day. What added up? And I was in shape. You go bike through winter, you see what happens. You guys Uber. I know one kid out here who Ubers to work every day because he's too lazy to get his fucking license. Don't tell me there is no fat to cut. Don't tell me $500 for a course that yells and screams at you and kicks you in your fucking nuts and slaps you across the face and says, this is how you get your fucking life organized and the priorities you should have in life so you don't want to spend money. And so you damn right, motherfuckers, I am charging. Well, I charge $450, but the good tax people at the state, federal, and local government, whatever sales tax. God almighty, some people in Europe, you guys are paying like a huge sales tax. You just love your socialism so much. Socialism. Ooh, good. 40% sales tax. Nummy. I got 2 other courses. One is Achieving Financial Excellence. And then and they're not that expensive. All of a sudden, it's like almost double. What the hell? But yeah, here in these United States, I think unless you're California or Chicago, one of those other shitholes, you can expect to spend around $500. And don't tell me oh my God, I can't believe you guys are gonna piss away that in a week partying. You guys have pissed that away on a weekend partying. Don't know where all the money is. So there you go. All right, let's go to the super chats. The irony that I'm getting paid money when I advertise my own course. Yes, this is the America we live. Bob, for $2, I could get you Selma Hayek. Just buy my course at $999. See, the thing is, it is 100% possible for people to get their financial spending under control. It is 100% impossible for me to get Selma Hayek. I think she's happily married too. AGB, $5. Most of Gen Z already gave up. They accept that they'll be living of debt forever. No. What debt? They don't have to go to college. And you don't have to go to a FATE. You could go to college. You go to Western Governors University. That's very affordable. You can live at home and work. I talked about how if you stayed at home and from 18 to 22, work 2 full-time jobs, you threw money in, average rates of return, you're going to get somewhere between 150 to 200,000 saved up. I get it. I understand Gen Z. It's an uphill battle. Costs are very expensive. All right. But you're also weak sauce. You're just looking for an exit. There's ways to do it. Now, I do feel sad for the Gen Zers whose folks won't let them like stay at home for a little bit. All right. I get that. Like, oh, geez. Yeah, good luck. But you'll come out stronger. But yeah, well, okay, give up. What okay, so you give up. Well, that's gonna be a really shitty next 65 years. That's gonna be horrible. And I'm not even saying like try intelligently. Like you're not even gonna like you now know not to go to college, right? At least at an expensive campus. You know to go to community college or online or go to the trades. You know not to do that, right? Where are you getting in, how are they in debt? Oh, you went to college. We keep trying to tell you not to do that. Or if you're going to do so intelligently. And what'd you major in? Jerk off studies. Okay, well, wow. If there was only another generation that did that, they went to school and college for worthless degrees and ended up being poor for the rest of their lives. If only there was a generation that could have served as a warning. And maybe there was a thick book that documented all the mistakes and lies they were told and how to get out of those and turn their lives around. If only there was a generation that younger generations could look to and say, hey, you know something? Maybe I shouldn't major in journalism. Well, we don't have such a generation. So, yeah, we don't have the internet or anything to learn from other people's mistakes. No, let's just sit here and cry all day. Chase Robidoux, $5. But Cappy, I need the McMansion, and my wife spends all my money because I have no frame and no concept of savings and retirement. By the way, this is going to be advice that's only going to apply to half the population. Good financial advice is don't get married. Right? That's for men. Ladies, good financial advice for you is do get married. So there you go. I'm fair. I'm going to give you the advice you need, not biased advice. It's in men's best financial interest not to get married, and ladies, generally speaking, it's in your best financial interest to get married. But guys, don't you dare. The only worst mistake you can make beyond majoring in something stupid for a lot of money at college, the only worst mistake you can make in that is getting married. As the only worst financial mistake. But love. You don't need marriage for love. But family. You don't need marriage for family. But, oh, and then the light goes on. That advice right there, which isn't in the course, by the way, don't get married. If you follow that advice, that's worth more than $500. And every married man who's ever been divorced and is probably currently still married now will probably say in the comment section below, that's worth $500. Burbshide, 5 Australian. Whenever I ask people what their hobbies are, they're usually about as sophisticated as a potato. Right. Most Americans aren't alive. Most Americans are sheep. I don't know if most people are sheep. I mean, has it always been that way? I always thought poverty would make you have hustle and hunger. And so if you look at poorer countries, they actually appreciate family and culture and the religions a little bit more. So they appreciate that. But Americans, I don't know. I guess do more drugs. I guess watch the pointy hair Game of Thrones chair show. Hey, did you hear the new TV is called? Oh my God, TV. I also don't have a life. I will grant the people who watch TV one thing. They got more of a life than the people that watch the sports. Oh my God. Will you people just stop? Just stop, man. What are you doing here? You watch the sports. Who watches the analysis show? Who are you people? Gotta get the pregame show on, man. Dirty Bird, $2. Robert Downey Jr. looked good as a black guy. That is one of the best movies ever made. And if Oscars, Academy Awards went to the best actor, it should have been Robert Downey Jr. because he was playing a dude disguised as another dude, dressed as another dude, and he did it. He did it. What do you mean, you people? This is a great movie. Anthony Serratino, our Italian agent in the field. My front desk girl drives a nicer car than I do. She also has 2 degrees, yet she answers phone and she's terrible at it. I took a look at her with disgust quite a few times a day. Are you saying college degrees do not are you saying college doesn't result in better employees? Drew, $5. People prefer status over wealth. Oh, good distinction, Drew. Very good distinction. I'm done trying to explain index investing and how I bought my home. It takes delayed gratification to buy freedom. Yep, it is a marathon. I did not run it efficiently as I could have. I've run it more efficiently than the average American, but you can, if you play your cards right. Now, this requires a father, which I have another course offered called The Dad You Never Had, to give you advice starting at like 13 or 14. If you start at 13 or 14 and your parents are there and they're good they're good with money and finance, they explain some things to you, you can retire at 30. You can do it. But it requires a mom or a dad there. Or maybe my course, The Dad You Never Had. But I don't know what 13 and 14-year-olds is going to take that. You can do it. But it takes about 20 years. It takes about 20 years. Drew, $2. I work nights as well in grad school. Worth it. Yep. I still got like 4 different jobs I do. Drew, again, $2. Buying cheap cars with cash has helped financially. I'm not giving away the course here, but if you pay cash for cars and you don't lease or buy or get a car loan, you can save up 3/4 of a retirement. 3/4, not a full retirement, but 3/4. Just not buying new cars. Okay, boys. I know we've been hard on the girls, but you boys are dominant in the field of pissing away your money on cars. Drew, $2. Just bought my 3rd pension year. I'm on my way. There you go. Anthony Ciartino, $5 again. Also, people, especially the Huaman, love their exotic vacations, not for the experience, but for the Instagram, of course. Man, that's one thing I would never like. I'm going to go to Europe. Okay, it's like a sucky America. It's like Canada. Okay, oh, look, I'm here, Eiffel Tower. Don't you want to go somewhere exotic? Don't you want to like go climb a mountain, go hang out with the people? Drew, $2. TV show idea, Cappy. A TV show idea. Cappy the Banker Hunter with John Wick. Oh, God. Don't. Oh, a dream come true. That would be a dream come true. I would just get a list. That is a TV show, mate. That is a good TV series. Banker Hunter. Anthony Ciartino, $5 again. When I moved, I had my boomer aunt furnish my apartment with my sign-on bonus. If I didn't intervene, she would have spent the entire thing. I didn't even have a bed in Wyoming. I just had a futon and a coffee table. That was it. That's all you need. That's all you need, guys. Ladies, it's also all you need, but you'll whine and complain. Oh, no, I need it. Okay, fine. It's all you need. SJ, to Canadian, any economic future predictions, UBI recession? I mean, we already have UBI. It's called the welfare state. It's an overly complicated UBI system. And perfectly honest, I'd rather have a UBI program than a welfare state. Here's the money. This is all you get. Now fuck off and die. I know you're going to piss it away. And we'd say, no. I would have required training. Like, you want to get UBI? We're getting rid of the welfare. You're going to get $10,000 a year. Here's how you budget it. You don't get any more. All right. That and you get it like almost, it would be you're paying the rent. It almost has to be like a Section 8 program because you can't let poor people have money. There's a reason they're poor. They piss their money away and they're lazy. That's not all. Shut up. Shut up. I'm sick and tired of the not all Asians are short argument. I know a tall Asian argument. I'm sick of it. Shut up. I know one couple that are happily married. Yeah, I know 3. I'm 50 years old and I've known 3. Should tell you something. Yeah, there will always be a recession. You're not asking me to predict, is the sun going to come up? Well, yeah, inevitably. I mean, is the latest female vocalist going to sing a song about women's empowerment and being beautiful and strong and brave? Sure, of course she will. Is Disney going to make another shit movie that no one wants to watch? You bet. These are not exactly go out on the limb type of predictions you're asking me to make here, SJ. Mark Magana, $5. Can I buy a video to just vent about some shit? Makes me feel better to hear someone else say it all out loud, and maybe someone will learn something. Let me tell you something. I'm going to confess something. Let me confess unto thee. Let me tell you something. I'm going to confess something to you. Mark, I'm a whore. I'm 100% weapons grade whore. You pay me money and I'll do it as long as it ain't like, I want to see you finger your butthole. Yeah, write it, Mark. And it would be therapeutic for you. And you know what? Change names and locations and all, so no one's incriminated. And I guarantee you're going to help somebody else out there because they're probably having somewhat of a similar problem. But yeah, I'll do it, Mark. I mean, the longer it is, the more expensive it's going to be. But we're friends. I'll give you like a 0.1% discount. That's true. $2. No more frequent flyer mile bitch for my boy. Playa. Swing down past your knees. Look. Okay, so I think Die Hard is being re-released in theaters December 8th. And yeah, damn right I'm going to it. It's been since 1988 I saw that in the theaters. I am going. You got to see that. Y'all, look, for all you young guys out there who hadn't seen Die Hard in the theater, if this is true, you have to go see Die Hard in the theater. I'm happy about that. But in addition to Die Hard in the theater, you have to see Tropic Thunder. Everybody has to see. Not girls. You girls don't like fun. I won't reckon. You girls should watch Steel Magnolias. But you have to see Tropic Thunder. That is a must. That and there's tons of them. Kelly's Heroes. I ran into a guy I work out with. Not with, I go to the same gym. And he's an older guy than me. I'm like, yeah, you see the Guns of Navarone? And he almost like, you ask the guy, you ever drink a glass of water? Like, the answer is yes, but it turns out no. What do you mean you never saw the Guns of Navarone? Oh, he had no idea what I'm talking about. I'm like, dude, you're old. How did you not? You were there. You probably even, he's not that old. No, he is. Hang on, let me do the math. 23 minus 60, 62. It looks. I did that wrong. Hang on. Okay, it's 2023 minus 62. He was born in 61. Okay, so it came out the year after. He was 1 year old when the movie came out. Okay, I guess I can forgive him for not seeing it in the theater. But you would have thought by that time, he was a kid, he would have seen the Guns of Navarone. Anyway, these are all movies you have to see. All right, link below. Achieving Minimalism, Theory and Practice. It will be open until the last second of the second. And then I close it. It will be closed for the rest of the year because Christmas and all that, of which I have no Christmas obligations. I banged that out 2 weeks ago. I'm done with all family and Christmas and holiday obligations. I'm going to be chilling in Vegas, golfing or playing video games or hiking or something because I have my bills paid because I was a minimalist and I sacrificed early on. And you can follow me on my Instagram and see what the minimalist lifestyle is. I'll give you a hint. It's better than the life that Elon Musk or the other bald IT guy, it's not bald. Who's Amazon? Amazon guy and Bill Gates. I have a better life than all of them, and you can too. It's called stop chasing the fucking money and stop pissing it away. Go be free. Be a minimalist. See you guys later. Toodles.